This is a Glass Box Media podcast.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina. And I have got to say, we brought up the other day that fucking trolls are calling Margot Robbie mid.
Unbelievable.
I'm on TikTok.
And you just inhaled right now.
Did you mean X?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's Twitter.
That's Twitter.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
X gonna give it to you.
yeah.
Oh my God. How fucking stupid.
Yeah.
No, TikTok, there are women on there calling Ryan Gosling mid.
Ma'am.
First of all, I need to know how the age of these women are. Is this a Gen Z thing? Is it a Gen Z thing?
These are, I would say, elder Gen Z, early millennial.
Look, I don't think they understand. Like, for millennials, like at least my age and older, I would say, like, did they forget like when Ryan Gosling was like the hottest guy on the fucking planet?
Truly.
I'm sorry. Do you not exist in the world every day? If you were saying that Ryan Gosling is mid, you were saying 50% of the men around you are hotter than Ryan Gosling.
Where do you live?
Where do you live?
I'm just asking for a friend.
Exactly. 100%. We live in LA where like most of the people are pretty hot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
and he ain't mid here.
No. If Ryan Gosling hit on me at the bar, if he came up and hey girled me at the bar, I would pass away.
I saw him at a dog park shortly after I moved here.
And did you giggle? Because I would have.
Looks like the double rainbow in real life.
Oh, I bet you can't look at him directly. Like,
you're like, oh my God, look at it. It's so beautiful. He is. And I'm like,
Margot Robbie's the same way.
Like, Margot Robbie's the same.
Here's the thing. If you
in real life, you would never.
Right, like as someone who's like been out here for a long time, like wanted to be in film, like if someone is beautiful on screen, they are going to blow your fucking mind in person.
It's wild.
Like all of these people are hotter in person. Like I don't think you understand. Like it's not like they're hotter on screen. Like
no,
these people, if you think that they're good looking on screen, they are.
When people talk about the it factor, it's true.
Yes,
it's true. Like you can feel the presence when they're around. Like it's wild.
But that's what I don't get. So like in movies, it's not that I've ever thought I'm like Ryan Gosling's not mid or whatever, but I'm like, he's not my type. Like when I have a celeb crush,
right?
Sure,
I like somebody a little bit bigger, more rugged, and more Tom Hardy kind or whatever. But I'm not out here trying to say that 50% of the men in this world are hotter than Ryan Gosling.
Right.
I've been in a fucking Target recently.
Right?
I exist in the world.
I'm sorry. Did you see him take his shirt off in Crazy Stupid Love?
Oh
Did
my
you
God.
see it?
He's so fucking hot in that movie.
Sorry. Like I get it that he's like borderline misogynist in that movie on rewatch.
Yeah,
but
no, sure. But like he's still fucking
physically
hot. Yeah.
Incredible specimen. Like I just, who are these people? It's, I feel like we've had this conversation many times, but it's just like the boldness with which people say shit. Where I'm just like,
just out.
Do you think you could pull Ryan Gosling or Margot Robbie? Do you? I don't. I couldn't pull either of them.
Is so delulu. Like people that are just like existing with their opinions that are so wrong. Like I just. The boldness, a full chest, saying things like...
And he doesn't have to be your type. I get that. Yeah. I totally get it. Like, and there is something about Ryan Gosling's face where I'm like, he doesn't have... It's not like perfect features, incredibly symmetrical, whatever.
I like that. But it's my preference.
It's to say he's
mid.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Banana sandwich.
Yeah.
And we haven't pulled that out in a minute.
And to be honest, I'm just like, this is the world we live in right now, where Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are mid. Aliens are fucking real. Right. No one cares.
Just being very casual.
Which, by the way, Twitter's keep bringing up, and I refuse to talk about it.
I know.
I will not.
You really do just gloss right over it. I mean, I'll talk to you about it because what the fuck is going on there?
No, there's a full on like congressional fucking hearings
And it's
stuff.
bipartisan.
Yeah.
Like
Anyway,
everybody.
okay.
well,
Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. What are we? Alien podcast?
I mean, they must be pretty chill, Cassie. Or I mean, I'm waiting for the invasion.
This is the
Yeah.
end times. Like I'm this close to having a sandwich board on the corner, just proselytizing or something. Because this is too much.
Coming.
I know. Repent.
Oh man.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
I mean, I'm siding with the aliens most likely.
Me too.
Shit is
I bet you they
a
have
mess.
universal health care.
I bet they
Oh,
do.
I bet.
I bet they don't fuck with student loans either.
I bet they don't.
I bet you're just allowed to learn.
Can I just live on a planet where I can just like lay on a rock in the sunshine? Like that's
Exactly.
all I want. Like I just
Just an interstellar life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Ryan Gosling is still intergalactically not mid.
Not mid.
right. We could add
Open it up.
first question
Not
I'm
mid.
asking the aliens. First question, pulling out a Ryan Gosling picture. What do you think of this
Middling?
man? What do you
Mid?
think?
No.
Mid or better? Let me know.
What if they're like, man, you know, I don't know.
I want to see the people on your planet. then.
Exactly.
Show me.
Goodbye. If your planet has people hotter than Ryan Gosling, deuces Earth. I'm out.
Yeah.
It's getting hot here.
Yeah, I think that people are misconstruing their
Their
type,
taste, right?
their taste or their type with just general
Oh, just
good looks.
Objective hotness.
Objective hotness.
larger issue. People are confusing their own opinions with something that is a true fact.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry,
again,
ma'am.
it's-
That's science.
It's something I will never
Exactly.
forgive the internet for. Is just like making everybody think that everybody's opinion is equal and that their
what?
opinion
Matters.
on anything is equal to anyone else's opinion on anything.
Right.
Right. Like
Yeah,
everything is
no.
of equal importance. And it's like, no, it isn't. And
No.
also you can be wrong.
It's
just
okay.
because you're loud about it doesn't make you right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, if you say it loud enough, Ryan Gosling is still
Have you
hotter
seen
than a 5.
Eva Mendes? Are you as hot or hotter than
No,
Eva Mendes?
You're not.
No.
I haven't seen any of these people, and I guarantee
gorgeous.
it. She's beautiful.
Get out of town.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
No, I'm sorry. You're right. Crazy Stupid Love is not the hottest thing he's ever been in.
But he's hot in it.
It's not. Yes. No.
Yeah.
That movie actually might be the hottest thing he's ever been in. I'm not saying
Yes.
that character
Yeah.
is, like you said,
He has a
maybe
certain fuckboy
problematic.
appeal in that movie,
Yeah.
but yes, like there's
Go through the roster because you got Crazy Stupid Love. You got
Right.
Notebook where he's got a little bit of a newsy action.
You guys,
going.
I've never seen The Notebook.
oh
I know.
the way I'm gonna make you watch that movie for our Patreon someday.
I'm so
listen,
sorry.
it
Did I
is-
just break you? I broke Christina. Look at her. She can't.
She's
just
glitching
broken.
out right
I
now.
know.
She literally
Glitching.
can't.
Glitch
Wow.
McConnell over there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, but The Notebook. Listen, also a movie that is aged like
Not
milk.
great.
Truly aged very badly,
milk.
but like we would have fun tearing it to pieces.
Right.
And did I see it 8,000 times? And was I
Also-
obsessed with him in that movie?
Rachel
Yes.
McAdams, fucking charming.
She's so cute.
Oh,
So
and
cute.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
They dated.
Yeah.
Really?
He is king of the showmance, actually.
Yeah, he really
Because
is.
he
Did he
dated-
date Emma Stone in La La Land?
I think they did, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was
And-
already with Eva Mendes by La La Land.
Yeah, no, but I think from Crazy Stupid Love.
But that's possible. He dated Rachel McAdams. He dated. He met Eva Mendes in Place Beyond the Pines. They were
Oh,
co-stars.
that's right, yeah.
And then he dated Sandra Bullock from Murder by Numbers.
he didn't.
Yes, he did.
They're like,
There's like a decade
wait a
age
second.
difference.
He played like a
He
teenager.
played a high school student. I've seen this
Oh.
movie. I own this movie on DVD. I am obsessed with this movie. He licks
good
her
movie.
face.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh
in
my God,
it.
that movie is so. That's actually a pretty decent.
I actually
movie.
like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like this movie. I'm weirdly obsessed with this movie.
It is pretty good. I just watched it not that long ago.
She plays a detective.
Again.
He plays a psychopathic high school student.
Yeah. Wait. They dated?
They dated after that movie for a
Dude.
minute. And yeah, she's like a decade older
You
than
know
him.
the Riz, you gotta have to pull Sandy Bullock?
Prime time Sandra Bullock.
Well,
when you
and he's
are,
only mid.
Oh my god.
And that's mid. That's mid. You think Sandy Bullock is putting it out for mid? Come
Dude,
on.
and
I don't know. She did
listen-
marry that one douche canoe.
True, Jesse James.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Woof.
I
We don't need to
forgot
think about that.
Ugh,
Yeah.
excise that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of people who are punching above their weight class when it comes to that, did you guys know? Okay, so you guys know I watch Psych. That's like my go to sleep show.
Right.
Out of the blue, they bring up that Fisher Stevens. It was like something that he brought up, and I had to like fucking Google it. He was like, "It's not weirder than Fisher Stevens dating Michelle Pfeiffer and then cheating on her."
Wow.
I was like, "That's not true."
Wow.
Fisher Stevens. Do you guys know who that is?
Well, yes,
Because we watch Succession.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
Hugo from Succession, for all our Succession heads out there who maybe don't know who Fisher Stevens is, and he's slimy on that show.
Also, older girlies might remember him in Brownface for Short
Oh, that's
Circuit.
right.
that-
Short Circuit. Oh my god.
He also played
oh,
Phoebe's.
wow.
He played
Yes.
Phoebe's love interest for one episode where he was a therapist.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks slimy.
Now we're talking mid.
Right. Exactly.
There
Like,
it is.
Do you see the fucking difference?
Yes.
There
Fisher
it is.
Stevens, not the worst looking person in the world. Not the
Mid.
best. Completely
Mid.
mid. Completely mid.
Definite mid.
Right.
And honestly,
And Michelle Pfeiffer?
not mid. Not fucking
110. 110.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
Honey.
Yeah, off the scales.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
And
What's
he
his
cheated on
what's
her?
his charisma like? Like that guy's got to be like
Shit.
because you know what? Actually, I believe that Fisher Stevens must have some serious riz because like he
feel
not
like that
only
too.
he not only
Is he a cool
scammed
writer?
his way he scammed his way into Michelle Pfeiffer's bed.
Yeah.
He scammed his way into Hollywood. I feel like Hollywood tried to
No.
convince me for a
No, no,
while
no.
that Fisher Stevens
No.
was hot.
You guys, that is what happened in the 80s and 90s. That is how we got Phil Collins.
You're
Yes.
right.
Remember that we
Yes,
talked about
yes.
this kind of like mid guy.
Yes.
Was hot as
Right.
shit.
When Harry Met Sally trying to convince
Yes.
me that Billy Crystal's hot.
Honey, no.
Yeah.
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 80s and 90s really got us all
It
twisted.
was
up.
a real time for the mid men. It really
Oh,
was.
yeah. I mean, look at Michael
of Queens?
Keaton.
Yes.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, my God. Wait.
Multiplicity
Don't
and stuff.
how dare
I'm like,
you? How dare you?
dude,
No, here's
Michael
the-
Keaton mid.
Here's the thing.
No, you're right.
We can
I
put
can't
this.
help it.
We can put this on the table, right?
Mid men. Is that our? Is that
Mid-men.
our mid men?
Mid men.
Punching above their weight.
We can acknowledge that, like, I like Michael Keaton.
Yes.
I like Billy Crystal.
Yeah.
I like Tom Hanks.
Right.
None of them are like
No.
insanely hot men. Like they're just very normal looking
Did you
guys.
just give
Like,
us our FMK?
Truly. I think we
I mean,
just got
honestly,
Sure.
Michael Keaton, Tom
Tom
Hanks,
Hanks.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah. And I say we go with like 90s, like 80s, 90s.
Oh,
yeah?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when they were like
Oh,
fluffy
prime.
haired.
Yes,
and
Prime.
multiplicity.
Prime.
Fucking
Yes.
Prime.
The amount of
Prime.
curls we're dealing with if we're talking about like
Well, not
early
with
90s. Keaton has curly
Keaton
hair.
has curly hair.
I mean, but
He's
I
the
feel like
only
he was
curly-haired-
losing his hair very early.
Thin, yeah, I was
Yes.
gonna say thin,
Thin.
hair.
But he's
Very
the only
thin.
curly haired Batman. You have to give us that.
Truly. And honestly, still my favorite. I'm not. Christopher Nolan. Oh, man, that's so tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
do
did the
love
Batmans early on.
Yeah, we did. Michael Keaton
My-
holds a special
That
place
was
in my
that
heart.
was a very early sexual experience for
Yeah.
Christina.
Yeah.
All
Vicky
of
Vale.
these men.
Vicky Vale.
All of these men have a appeal.
was.
Like I
Oh
love
my
that.
God.
I love that they're not just like
Mr. Mom.
standard hunks. You know what I mean? Like I like that they all have kind of like a unique appeal.
Yeah. Well, I think that that's kind of like at that time too. I think the reason that that was appealing is because I think that you also were like, it felt attainable, accessible.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it
I
was a
don't know.
very girl next door time. You're
But
right.
for men next door.
For men.
Yeah, for men.
Yeah, because I'm just like
Yeah, because the women were still smoking fucking
because
hot.
Vicky Vale is still Kim Basinger,
Yeah,
who's like
man.
the
Oh my
hottest person on
God,
the planet.
George.
So
Where's she
like,
at these days?
yeah, that's the thing. Women have always had to be super hot.
That's right.
Women have never been allowed to be mid.
Never get a break.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Margot Robbie.
Oh.
Mid.
Whoopsies.
Wow. That's okay. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Before Christina gives me their signs, because I
Okay.
do want to know, but
All
I'm
right.
going to
She's
just
Googling.
risk it. I'm going to put it out on the wind.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to fucking marry Michael Keaton.
I like that. He seems
There's
funny.
something, and there's something
There's
just
a
this
darkness
thank
about
you.
him.
There's something a touch
He
dark.
has secrets. He looks like he has
He's
secrets
something
in those eyebrows.
private, right? And I feel like when you're with somebody like that, you you guys have secrets together.
Yeah.
You have like
You have a sex
inside.
dungeon.
You have
Definitely. It's a book that you pull out.
Yes, it
There's
is.
a sex
It's like the
dungeon back
Count
there.
of Monte
Of
Cristo.
course
You pull it and it's like,
is. Of course it is. It's Anne
Gonna
Rice's.
fuck in the back cave.
And really care. Like,
oh yeah.
I love it.
oh my God.
Back cave.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, Mike. Yeah.
He also is
Yeah.
like there is a humor to him that I
Yes.
like.
A dry humor.
yeah,
exactly.
Which I
He's the
love.
funniest
feel
Batman.
Like, if you feel like if you could get on his good side, like you could just make a look across the room and you just know.
Oh, it's on.
You know what I mean?
For
You just
sure.
like a laugh. Like you'd be like, oh, I can read your mind.
You know what? I feel like he would also be down for, and this would be like kind of hot. I feel like he would do the vibrating panties thing, you know, where like he's got the remote.
Oh,
shit.
yes.
Okay.
and I
wait.
think he would be good at like,
He is the
Hot.
only one that has dirty talker
Ooh,
vibes too,
he is.
where he puts his
Yes.
hand and he's like in your ear. He's like, good
we're gonna
girl.
pass out.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Me and Cassie almost. All right.
Sorry, I've been
Jesus
reading too
Christ.
much of those romance books.
Yeah.
Summer, you can't do that to us. It's hot already. Jesus
crap.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I've never been so turned on by Michael Keaton before.
I stand by my decision heartily. I'm gonna knock your socks off with this one, and I don't want to look at anybody in the eyes when I say it.
You're gonna fuck Billy
Yes,
Crystal,
you
aren't
are.
you?
Oh, I am.
You know what? I support this.
And here's
Why do I think he's gonna make balloon animals though?
Oh no!
No.
I don't think he has
Christina,
balloon
no.
animal energy. You take that back right now.
No,
Maybe like shadow puppet energy, though. I can see that.
I do. I can't. There's something about me that can't take Tom Hanks seriously,
I get it.
Yeah.
and it's
He's
and
grandpa.
not that I don't know how that I could take fucking Billy Crystal seriously, but I don't know.
No, he's
There's
more of like a stage performer though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
where
got
there's
an
a little bit of
energy.
that energy like in real life because
Yeah.
he can put it on stage too
Right?
in a way that Tom Hanks probably can too, but we don't see it or whatever. Billy Crystal was like host of the Oscars for like 63 years.
I also feel like deep down, Tom Hanks might be like somebody who is actually
Whittles.
no, not where I was going at all.
His son makes me side eye him a little bit.
Which one?
Casey.
No, it's Chad. What's his
Chaz
name?
or Chad?
It's
yeah,
it's
the
something
reggae one. But the
douchey.
other
The
one is
reggae
Oh, the
Yeah,
reggae
but
But
one.
the one who
the
keeps
cool
wanting
one.
to try and talk in pigeon.
yeah.
Oh, awful.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Colin's great.
Colin's great. I would.
I would fuck Colin.
Yeah, shame.
So would
yeah.
I. So you
Yeah,
can't marry
see?
someone
Yeah,
whose
you
son
can't.
you can't.
Yeah, that's right. You definitely can't. I think that. Okay, here's the thing.
It's
I feel like-
Chet. It's fucking Chet,
Chet.
of course.
Oh,
Tracks.
okay, that's the
Yeah,
name.
that
Okay.
tracks. I just feel like you can't. There's something about him that like he's everybody's America's sweetheart guy. Do you just feel like maybe sometimes you get sick of being that guy and he's like a fucking dick?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
At
Right.
home because he can't
Yeah.
be anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because it would be news
Do
immediately.
you feel like Billy Crystal's like not like he's still like
I
that
feel
guy?
like Billy Crystal
He's
is
exactly
Billy
who-
Crystal all the
everywhere,
time.
all the time.
And I feel like
100%.
that's why people like Billy Crystal is
Okay.
he has like I think that is why he's hot against all odds and When
Right.
Harry Met Sally because there's an
Yes.
authenticity about Billy
That's-
Crystal.
you nailed it.
That like
Nailed
is,
it.
is sexy.
And
Authenticity.
His humor is kind of like witty and sharp
Yes.
as well.
And I love that and I respect that.
Yeah.
And to me, I have a respect for that wittiness and that smarts. That is sexy as
Tom
fuck.
Hanks gives like nice guy energy.
And I
Very,
don't
very
like
nice.
very
that.
nice.
Too nice.
Dull.
Now I have to know their signs.
Okay. Tom Hanks, Cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Billy
stand,
Crystal, Pisces.
I stand by it.
Michael
Okay.
Keaton, Virgo.
I stand by my
Okay.
decisions.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Strong.
wow.
This is good news for me. I stand by my
Keegan,
decision.
You know
got
what?
you got a interesting
this
path.
is tough.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton does have Virgo energy. I feel like there's
Yes, he
something
does.
about that. Where
I like
I'm
it,
just
though.
like that man.
Me too.
Yeah.
I bet
I
he
like
is
Virgos.
organized. I bet his books are alphabetized.
Yes.
yes.
The book you pull is in alphabetical order.
Yes, yes.
Sandalwood. I'm getting
Oh,
sandalwood.
yeah. Like everything
Teak.
smells good. He gets his laundry fluffed and
Scotch.
folded.
Oh,
like
100.
absolutely. Yeah, he wears a lot of turtlenecks.
He decants.
Oh, I'm gonna marry him.
Right?
You know, I think it's the right choice.
It is the right choice.
I I didn't know before their signs. And here's the thing. I actually love water signs so much as a water sign myself. And I have like lots of Cancer friends. Like I love us, but we can't
Virgo
have
for you, though.
both of us being so like wishy-washy, go with the flow all the time. Like I love an earth sign. I love an earth sign. They're so stable. Yeah, sexy. Making decisions. Figuring out when to turn on those vibrating undies. I like it.
Yep.
I am going to marry Michael Keaton. Yes. Yes. I think I love that for me. He's also part of like the DC universe. Like he's got all that DC money. We're set for life, baby. I mean, all of these men really are, but
I think you're gonna be okay.
We're solid regardless.
Yeah,
we're good.
And we're talking prime.
Prime. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
into
It's
it.
gonna be good.
Yeah, I like it. I like
into
it.
it.
He's kind of the sexiest in the prime era.
I
for
agree.
sure.
I agree.
Because there is that like Batman darkness there
Yeah.
that I
Yep.
like.
There's also Beetlejuice.
We don't need to talk about that. I don't want to think about that.
Remaking it.
They're making a sequel,
Yeah. Right.
And he's going to be in it. But I don't want to think about Beetlejuice while he's fucking me.
Kind of something sexy about Beetlejuice.
There is. I know. It's so weird. Because he's so
Are,
funny.
are
and he's
you
also,
guys
like,
being serious?
Yeah.
right
I'm
now?
very serious.
I know. I don't want to talk about it.
Wow.
I don't want
I'll
to
tell my therapist.
I do feel like it's something that needs to be looked into.
bury it deep down and never
Yeah.
bring it up.
Exactly.
Got it.
BetterHelp.com/MWD.
He's growing mold, you guys.
Yeah.
He's mildewy. But okay. It's the teeth actually for Beetlejuice. That's a problem for me.
Well, I mean, that was the time too where you had like Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands, who also
would
very
fuck Edward.
Wouldn't.
Can't-
Would
yeah,
not.
we need to. Okay, we're gonna
sad.
put a pin in this.
Okay,
but like,
we're gonna
in
come
the
back to
future, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands. The listeners help us think of a third. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another.
Yeah.
Just the singer from Cure.
I'm just a boy, a lonely boy in New York town.
Oh no. Okay. Tom
Morrissey.
Hanks. Oh no. Absolutely not. Tom Hanks or Billy Crystal. Who do I want to fuck
Prime.
in their prime? Yeah, I think I got to do the same thing, Cassie. I thought
it was
weird.
a wild card. I'm not going to lie. I really thought this was a wild card.
Because we just watched Sleepless in Seattle for our Patreon movie, and there is something about, like, he's not conventionally hot, but there is something about Tom Hanks that I'm like, I get it.
It's
like,
endearing.
He's
Yeah.
endearing. I
Yeah.
get the appeal. I totally get the appeal. It doesn't feel fuckable.
No,
It's true.
He's so
It
sweet
feels
and precious.
friend.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, it feels like you would have some good fun dates. Like you'd go out, you'd
fun
laugh
time with him.
You'd have a good time.
You'd have
he's
great
the
time at
mini
these-
golf date.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And you're going to share with him like stuff that's going on in your life.
Yeah, he's gonna make you laugh. Like it's gonna be nice.
fine.
And I get why people liked him. Like I really do. It makes sense to me. So Tom Hanks, I love you so much.
We're going to be
okay,
friends. We're going to make great friends.
but also. I feel very strongly about Pisces and Pisces energy in a relationship. Can't work. Pisces and Pisces energy fucking
Totally workable.
great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What I will say, Pisces are good in bed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I don't ever want to date one again.
Yeah,
Yep.
I hear
But
you. I hear
very
you on
happy.
that.
Would fuck.
I
Yep.
hear you on that. I feel like Billy Crystal would be he'd surprise you. I really think he would surprise you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if he's good enough for Meg Ryan, he's good enough for me.
There you go.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good metric.
I mean, but so was Tom
So
Cruise.
some,
I mean,
Tom Hanks,
or
yeah.
I am I'm scared a Capricorn and a Virgo. That could be really intense.
Your life is going to be schedules on schedules, honey.
I know.
I don't know how I feel about that for you.
You should be
Yeah.
with Billy Crystal.
I
really
should be.
yeah.
I should
But you should
be.
do what you want.
But also, yes, we're not going to bully you.
You could
But
also
I
do Cancer.
will say I'm 50-50 on that. Sister sign, I either love him or hate him. Like my dad was a Cancer, so
Yeah, mine too.
Virgo's
very
my
familiar.
sister
I mean, he still
sign.
is, but-
yeah.
So
So I think I'm gonna marry Billy Crystal because the one
Love
thing
that for
I
you.
do like about a water sign is that even though there might not be that darkness there,
Yeah. There's
they
definitely
they
not.
do want to please,
Mm,
and they are like
true.
you can be like, Billy, I like this. in bed.
Oh,
You
Billy
know
will
what I
do
mean?
it immediately.
And Billy will do it
Yes.
forever,
Yes.
immediately, and always.
Yeah,
Billy will do whatever you
never
want.
Prompt, You never have to prompt him again.
100%.
Nope.
Yeah, you guys can share
Clockwork.
cable sweaters.
Yes.
Amazing. I love this. I love it. I know you love a sweater.
I do.
Christina.
I do
think
love it.
This is amazing.
I do love it.
I see you
basically
guys
a-
on a fall walk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Billy Crystal is basically like a coastal grandma now. Like he's
Yes.
like all wrapped up, which is the best.
I'm a mountain witch. Oh, it's
Yeah.
going to be great.
Yeah, you are going to live on the East Coast. I
I
cannot
kinda
imagine
love that, though.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
cannot imagine Billy Crystal as a West
You're
Coaster.
gonna live in like Boston or something, Massachusetts somewhere. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna marry Billy Crystal, and I'm gonna fuck Michael Keaton. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Go for it.
You got to do it.
All night long.
All night long.
Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale.
In fact, you have to play that song. And then he writes in his worst date. I was dating this girl for a while.
She always wanted to play the Batman soundtrack.
Vicky. Well, okay, but here's the thing: the Batman soundtrack slaps, though.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
so
it's
good.
Prince.
Prince.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's a sexy soundtrack. It is.
Well, you guys, I need to cool off, but
Yeah.
you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
Please.
And we're back. Oh,
I almost fucked up.
Cassie. I
Almost
heard that
fucked up.
intake of breath over there.
Almost fucked up. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Well, I am going to go first because I have the Tainted Love this evening. So, my date, I don't do anything with weak intentions or half a heart. It's all or nothing and variable fun and games in between.
Oh my God, it's
That's
me.
probably what makes my life such a shit show. Anyways, 2 dates to share, so enjoy my awesome life. 1, I accidentally laid my head in fresh dog shit while making out under the moonlight.
Oh no! Oh no! Were you at like a park or something?
Oh my God. I laughed hysterically, but my date, who managed to get fresh shit all over his hand, did not.
Okay, grow up. Shit happens. Literally.
It's in my fucking head.
Yeah.
Exactly. He wouldn't even drive me home unless I promised not to lean back on his car's head.
Oh my God.
You know
Sorry,
what?
I don't want to fuck up your Hyundai.
Right? Your Ford Pinto.
Thou hast not felt shame like riding in a car hunched over with a big steaming pile of hot dog turd on the back of your head. I still laughed.
Was there no way to clean it up? You couldn't get
He didn't
to
have
a
napkins.
bathroom?
He didn't have napkins in the glove
Yeah.
box. They're just out in the
Listen,
field in
you
the middle of nowhere.
Gotta be prepared. Napkins in the glove box always.
Yeah.
Exactly. You always get like 537
Yes, just
in your
stash
bag
them
of
away.
McDonald's. Just take them and put them in the
There
glove
are a
compartment.
few things that should always be in your car, and napkins are one of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Number 2. A couple of months later, I went out on another date with a different dude. He was a bit older than me and talked to me like a child. We were at a sushi place and I had never had it before, so he took the liberty of ordering for me.
Okay.
I had a few beers by then and was feeling pretty confident and a bit defiant. So when our sushi came, he showed me how to eat it. He dipped a little corner in wasabi and bit into it, exclaiming, "Oh, that's so hot." I thought,
Sir.
"Ha! This is where I'm going to show up this motherfucker." He grabbed
No.
No, girl.
No.
I feel like there needs to be a disclaimer, like spicy
do
food
it.
on dates. And y'all, it never ends well.
Dude, and this is spicy in a different kind of way, man.
Yeah. Wasabi is different.
It's like up straight through the bridge of your nose,
It's a
man.
sinus situation.
Yeah. I just globbed a tablespoon, a huge amount of wasabi on the California
That's
roll.
too much. That's too much.
tablespoon.
That's a ton.
Dude.
That's like all they give you.
Yes.
it's the whole wad.
If even a tablespoon. Like
Jesus.
that's so much.
And just shoved that whole fucker in my mouth.
So her eyes are watering. She's crying.
He just stared at me as I went from hero to zero in like 2 seconds.
Of course. Yeah.
My asshole literally clenched to the size of a pinpoint, and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
He looked all panicked, through my tears, and told me to eat the ginger. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cassie. So I grabbed the whole flower of ginger with my chopsticks, smashed it into the soy sauce, and popped that sucker in my mouth.
Oh, no, baby.
He just stared at me, open-mouthed and disgusted. He asked me how it tasted, and I said, like paper. because it had this crazy texture that just disintegrated over my tongue.
Oh, no.
Turns out I grabbed his scrunched up dirty napkin off his plate.
Oh no. Oh no. You just unlocked a fear that I never knew I had, which is like eating somebody's like finger
Used
detritus.
napkin. Oh, it's worse. No. He even blew
no,
his
no.
nose in it. Oh my god.
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh my God.
That's horrifying.
Oh my God.
He's like looking at her just dead-eyed like, are
How
you
did that
fucking
taste?
kidding me?
No wonder he was looking at her like that.
It tastes like paper. Girl, I'm happy the wasabi deadened your taste buds so you don't have to taste someone else's snot.
And it's a
Snot.
soy snot. At this point, there was no recovery.
Oh, it's so gross.
I said, no, I did not. And just excused myself to the bathroom.
Date's over.
When I came back, there was $20 on the table, which
I
didn't
bet.
even cover
Thank you.
the bill. Fuck
Thank
my
you.
life.
But you know what?
Thank you.
Listen,
thank
he
you,
had
sir.
to get
Goodbye.
out. He had to get out.
was like-
You can't blame him. You had to pay for the other half of that.
Yeah.
He had to leave.
He's like,
And I respect
she
that.
just ate
Listen.
my fucking napkin.
There's no recovering. No, there is no recovering. It's over, baby. It's over.
Sweating.
He did you a favor.
He was like, you know what? We're just
I'm gonna
never
call
We're
it.
just never going to speak of it. This is
I'm gonna
over.
leave. I'm gonna block.
You don't come back from that.
No,
No, you immediately leave and call
If
all of
I
your
knew
friends.
someone knew what my snot tasted like,
Oh, okay.
we're done.
No.
We're
Dude.
done.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
The-
He's like,
the phone call?
I just went out on this date with this chick who
I
did this.
literally,
Oh my
I
God.
literally am calling the group chat and not as a joke. I'm like,
SOS emergency.
this is serious, guys.
Everybody needs to be face to
Everybody
face
get on
for
here.
this.
on deck.
Get-
All hands on
All
deck.
hands on deck. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's a nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah. I love this chick. She seems fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to be friends. Look, this is what I've learned about myself.
Yeah.
Because I have a few friends who are like pure chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking am into it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know what it is that draws me to like this shit, but like you are a mess and I love it.
Give me.
I love it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, mine's not nearly as funny now. It's so insane.
I read that and I was dying. I had
It's
like
disgusting.
tears rolling down my cheeks because I was just like, it's so embarrassing.
It's so
just
funny.
so just a comedy of errors.
It is a comedy
How
of
did you
errors.
even do that? Like, how?
It's brilliant.
Okay.
Because your eyes are watering, you can't see really well.
yeah, so you're just like, oh yeah, that white little crumpled up thing.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Story says, we went to a derby party with a few friends and had only been dating for about 2 months. I felt fine all morning, but we drank a lot of champagne at brunch and I started to feel a little bit of it by the afternoon. I was started to feel sick and kept excusing myself to the restroom, inconveniently located downstairs. Whenever the nausea hit hard, just to be sure, and she's going downstairs.
Right.
A nice woman gave me an Imodium to help calm my stomach.
That wasn't an Imodium, was it?
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
And I figured
No.
all would be fine. But if you've ever taken Imodium and had to puke,
What
Girls,
happens?
I took that for the first time in my life 2 days ago.
how you feeling?
Oh, how was
2 days,
that?
2 days ago, I woke up and I had the worst gas pains ever. Like I couldn't fart, I couldn't poop. Like,
But it's not like
nothing.
a gas axe. It's
Nobody ever wants
No,
to
it's
talk
like
about.
I
It's a
was
stop
found. I was.
pooping.
Oh, I took the opposite of that. Then I took a milk of magnesia, which I'd never
honey
had
bunny.
before. So 4 hours come by, and I'm sitting in my brand new office.
Oh, no.
And I was in such pain, I could only wear sweatpants, but I was still working because that's what you do as a woman,
yeah, you
of
just
course.
push through.
And I finally was like, oh, good, a fart.
Oh no,
Oh no, Christina.
No.
It was water.
Yeah. Yes.
It was water. And it was water like for the rest of the day. Anytime I even felt anything, it was like someone was pouring a cup of water into the toilet.
I am so grateful that we don't, because it's so much work and it's so hard, and I hate looking at myself in videos. And so most of the time I'm so grateful that we are not video recording every episode of this podcast, but I really wish we were right now.
Poop soup.
Because
it really was no solid whatsoever, just brown water. And so then my office is right next to our washer dryer then. So I'm like, okay, well, these pants go there. I wash myself up in the bathroom, and then I have to walk past Eric's bedroom or Eric's like den area, his office, and I'm just Porky Pigging it across the thing. And he knew he's like,
he just sees you
he
scuttling
just sees me
across.
Hopefully
He's not on a call.
He just turned to look on his computer. I was like, oh no, I thought I could sneak past.
Although I do want to say, like, I feel like because it's such a taboo thing, I've contributed to it because I don't like having these conversations either. But like, we don't talk about how much, like, if you are having a painful gas situation,
yes.
it can fuck your life
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
It is
Dude,
so painful.
the
One
worst.
time I almost went to the hospital.
Yes.
Because I was like, do I have a burst appendix?
Same.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I felt.
I was like, it hurts so bad. And I was like, no, it's on the wrong side. Like, it can't be that. Like, it has to be something else. But it lasted for so long. And
Yes.
literally, when I tell you that any movement was like the most searing fucking pain.
it's the worst.
Yeah.
Gas
It
pain
hurts
is
so
awful.
bad.
You have to be so specific with the drugs you take for your
Right.
tummy maladies.
Yes.
And that is what we're learning in this story as
Correct.
well.
Correct.
But I agree. Like, you have to take the exact right thing for the exact right thing, because I accidentally took a Gas X the other day for what ended up being heartburn, and I thought I was going to fucking die.
Dude, that's how Eric, he's like, I knew I loved you when I opened your
You've told us
bathroom
your story.
cabinet and
Yeah.
saw all the different like stomach, like gas
You gotta
medications
hit the right
that
buttons.
you have.
See, if you don't, you're fucked.
I don't have any medication for that. I don't think I've ever taken anything for the tum-tums.
Oh, how's breaking camp going?
I just
It'll-
admitted to you that I've had
it'll come.
problems.
It'll
so,
come. It'll
like,
come.
Yeah, someday your prince will come.
Yeah.
All right. So wrong. I went back to my group, and shortly after I have that, she took the Imodium. She's like, I'm going to vomit right now.
Is that what happens? Can Imodium
So-
make you throw up?
Not supposed to, but if you don't take it because you got the runs, you take it because you got to puke, you're going to fucking puke, and
Yeah,
it's going to be
it's an
immediate.
yeah.
It's going to
Oh,
be
it's like an Ipecac thing.
It doesn't really. I just know that's how it affects me too. I'm the same way. If I'm taking it for the number 2s, it's perfect. But if I'm trying to take it because I'm trying not to puke, it's the worst thing.
But you know what? At least I'm this way because I'm, Chelsea Peretti has a whole joke about like either you're like a puke family or a shit family.
Shit
Like,
family.
I am a puke family.
Ugh.
And like, if I feel like I need to puke,
You just want to do it.
Gimme whatever it is
I'm the other
that's
way.
going to make me need to, like, I just want to out. I want to out.
I want to out the other way though. I hate puking. Like literally, I feel like I puke from the bottom of my tippy toes all the way to
You
the
feel
top
it up
of
your
my head.
spine.
Like my whole body.
But there's a relief that happens after that. That's just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It's done.
No,
We're done.
I'm Dunzo Washington after that. Anyway, so I'm going to vomit right now feeling. I desperately look around for a trash can. Nothing. I consider running to the bathroom, but I know I don't have time to wade through the sea of people and make it back downstairs. So I throw up in my hands. And quickly run into the next room and finally find a bathroom.
I will say that. Well, but that's true for diarrhea too, where it's just like you need to do it where in the proper place, proper time and place. Like
Now, what I will say is I would much rather accidentally puke
than accidentally
accidentally
diarrhea.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Would I rather? Yeah.
Yeah.
Out the top, not the bottom.
Never the
You
bottom.
know, we put out that video from our live show that did really well on TikTok. And in it, it was that story that you told
Girl,
where like
too much.
the guy went and had to like diarrhea off a bridge, but he told his date that he was going to throw up. And we all commented that like, that's the preferable thing to tell your date. Like it's
Right.
better to tell her that you have to throw up than you have to shit. And we had comments that were like, is it better? Like there were people
What world do
arguing.
you live in? Yeah,
where they're
100.
like, I don't think throwing up is better than having to shit. And I'm
Wow.
like,
You're a very open-minded person.
Yeah.
You're a very cool
Are those
person.
the same people who think that what's his name
Is
is mid?
mid.
Yeah,
They're like,
there's
Ryan Gosling
also
the
Margot
Venn
Robbie's
diagram
mid.
is a circle. Yeah.
Oh God. My boyfriend follows me, having seen it all, and goes to get me some paper towels to clean up with. I was mortified. He literally just watched me throw up in my hands at a huge party in broad daylight. There was
baby.
vomit on my dress, a bit in my hair.
Oh, honey.
But he was amazing and helped me clean up. Kept telling me there was nothing to be embarrassed about and took me home so I could lie down. Now we look back and laugh at it.
Well, see, yeah, that's great. You know what wouldn't have happened? If she had
Poop.
shit,
Yep.
they would not be together.
Different situation.
no.
Different situation.
And
She
also
caught it
everyone
in
you
her
know
hands.
and everybody
hair.
you know. Yeah, what if you
on
were
her
wearing a dress and you caught it in your hands?
They would not be
The
together.
visual of you having your hands under your butt in front of everybody, just like what you
that
just described,
smell?
just
Your
liquid,
cup runs over.
brown
no.
liquid.
Brown, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh no
Shoot
no
me.
no no no!
No.
Shoot me.
Yeah. So
slip into
take
your
that.
fingers.
It's
No.
better at the top
There
than
you
the
go.
bottom.
It is. I mean, I
you go.
agree. If you feel differently, I need to know.
Yeah.
Like why?
Show
Why?
your work.
Show your work. Amen. Okay. You guys, brace yourselves. Here we go. I was back on the dating scene after a particularly bad breakup. It was my first time on the apps as my previous relationship had been long-term and I was in my late 30s at this point. Dating as a woman in your late 30s is certainly no picnic, and I've had my fair share of absolutely horrific dating encounters, but this is the one that always stands out in my memory when asked about my worst date, even if it might not actually have been the worst.
Okay. All right.
I feel like that's relatable.
No,
We get asked about
that's why we have a podcast.
Truly.
This was one of my earlier Tinder experiences. I've had a few fine, maybe a little weird and ultimately unsuccessful encounters in the past. And so when I came across M's profile, I was cursing myself for feeling a little excited and encouraged in spite of myself. He was around my age, recently, but not too recently, divorced, was tall, had a good job, and a full head of hair. Jackpot.
Okay. Yeah. No, it sounds-
Right? Check, check, check.
Yep.
If that wasn't enough, after we matched, our textual chemistry seemed to line up. He was
This
attentive.
is like the equivalent of like home shopping and being location.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
He was attentive and didn't go days without responding. He asked me questions about myself and was seemingly forthcoming when I asked about his life.
Is this his 8-year-old son?
Where's the poop?
Where's Jonah? I was a bit smitten and agreed to an in-person date after a couple days of chatting on the app. We agreed to meet up at a local bar between our places. I got there about 15 minutes early due to nerves and ordered a glass of wine while I waited. The time to meet came and went. I waited another 15 minutes and ordered another glass of wine. He wasn't responding to my messages, and by the time he was half an hour late, I was about ready to throw in the towel when a man approached my table. He looked close enough to the person I was expecting, but there was something off. He looked older, not a lot older, but older nonetheless, and his clothes looked disheveled. His hair was noticeably thinning, which is fine, we all age, etc. Just not what I was expecting given his pictures, and he was drenched in sweat.
Wet guy.
Wet guy.
Oh no.
He apologized for being late and said he had to park far away and run in the summer heat to make it, thus all the sweat. I was a little turned off.
Just text you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was a little turned off by this point, but hey, we were here. I was 2 glasses of wine in and not ready to admit defeat. Let's give him a shot. I ordered a third glass. Questionable decision, I know. And the date began. It was fine. Bland, not terrible, but not good either. Conversation was stilted. Our app exchanges did not translate into the real world, but damn
Such
it.
a bummer.
Because you're texting with the person that you see in
Right.
that picture.
Yeah.
You're talking to that person.
And
then
also,
you show
yeah.
up and it's a different person. It's a different energy. Like,
And you're carrying in, you're annoyed, he's late. There's
Yes.
like all this other stuff too. But damn it, I wasn't going to give up that easily. Somehow the subject of true crime came up, at which point
no.
the conversation finally started getting interesting. As a true crime observer myself, I'm pretty knowledgeable on the topic.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
Fun when it's your girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Not fun when it's a guy.
It's weird.
yeah.
I don't
love it.
like, honestly, like Chris isn't really into true crime. Like he a little bit.
Same with
like,
Eric. He'll be like,
I'll watch a show with me.
Yeah,
but he's not going to
not.
be like, ooh, let me tell you about this.
I think being interested in it, I mean, and this can open up a whole other conversation,
Truly,
right? Like, and I think
truly.
it has in the last few years, like the way that we absorb true crime as entertainment. You know, like I think
Yeah.
it's an interesting conversation to have. A first date
No.
is a weird time.
Yeah.
So, as a true crime observer myself, I'm pretty knowledgeable on the topic. I tried to ignore the red flags that started waving as he animatedly talked about the crimes of Bundy and Dahmer. I mean, who was I to judge? I knew as much about it as he did, and after all, I brought it up.
Oh no.
After the fourth glass,
Don't love this.
I know.
After the fourth glass of wine, I realized that I was in no state to drive home. He suggested walking to his car, parked very far away, remember, and driving me back to my car, assuming that by the time we got to mine, I'd have sobered up enough to drive home. I agreed. The walk to his car was uncomfortable. We walked mostly in silence. I was in the wrong shoes, and he walked ahead of me most of the way, not looking behind him as I struggled to keep up. When we finally got to his car, he opened the passenger door of his Camry for me, and I climbed in.
Oh.
He got in, and I expected him to turn the car on and start driving, but instead he turned to me with that puppy dog look in his eye, reached towards me, and kissed me on the mouth. It happened so fast and was so unexpected that my body reacted on its own, kissing him back. I feel like I've done that.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is what we do right now, you know?
Yeah.
He made it clear that he intended for us to fuck in his car.
No.
In the Camry.
In a Camry. In a parking lot. And I am not proud of this, dear reader, but I decided to say what the hell and let it happen.
Yeah, I've done it in Ford Fusion. It happens. You're lonely.
You're like,
You're new to dating,
Yeah.
right? You've had 4 glasses of wine.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost my virginity in a Chevy
Cabriolet?
No, like a Corvette. So
Oh, yeah.
Fancy.
Oh, a Corvette. Car sex in your late 30s is not as sexy as you might have remembered.
no.
It was awkward and uncomfortable, and the headrest kept digging into my neck. Despite this, he seemed to be... I need you guys to brace yourselves, because despite this, he seemed to be enjoying himself. He was on top of me, licking my neck. Not biting or nibbling sexily, licking.
I don't like that.
Oh, I
I
don't-
don't like that.
While inside of me, when he put his lips to my ear, he whispered breathily, "I want to wear your skin."
What in the fucking Army Hammer is happening right now?
Excuse me? I felt my whole body go cold. I was considering
No.
No.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
No, this is definitely a dun-dun situation. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh my God. Mariska Hargitay immediately, if not sooner.
appearing like an apparition. Yeah.
I want iced tea
Stabler
there.
in his dunk ass right there. Oh.
I felt my whole body go cold. I was considering throwing him off of me when he finished. As soon as he was out of me, I opened the car door and barrel rolled out.
Yes.
No. Just Ralph Wiggum'd yourself.
I said, ha.
Thank God I was wearing a dress. I'd never been so skeeved out in my entire life. As he struggled to get dressed, I sped walked out of the parking lot and around the corner. I went into a coffee shop bathroom and sat for about 10 minutes until I felt relatively sure that it was safe. Not wanting to walk the several blocks back to my car alone, I called a Lyft to take me. I felt silly having it take me such a short distance, but safety first.
That's right. Oh, good.
When I got home, I saw that he had messaged me. I didn't even read it before blocking him. I never saw him again and laid off the apps for a while after
Yeah.
that.
Oh my goodness.
I want to wear your skin.
Oh my God.
What? What is
Chills.
wrong with your love map that you think saying that while you're inside somebody is going to be like a
on a
home
first
run?
date where you're still
He's
strangers.
like, this girl talked to me about true crime. I'm like, I think you're underestimating how many people know about true crime, sir.
Yeah, and also that would be it's such a off the wall thing to say.
Horrifying.
That's terrifying. You're in the
Horrifying.
middle of a dark parking lot in a fucking Camry.
And how am I supposed to take that? Like, there's no double entendre. There's no sexy way
No.
to take that.
No, the only way you get my skin is peeling it off me. So, nope, don't like it. Nope.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a hellscape out there. Y'all stay safe.
Exactly. Ugh, let's take 5 and then we'll come back with the Tainted Love.
All right.
And we're back.
There you go.
All right. I've got a doozy for us today. There has been a Dateline. There has been a Snapped. So perhaps it might be familiar
Okay.
to you guys. But I've had this one in my notes for a while. And I'll tell you why I wanted to talk about it. But we'll just get into it. So May 15th, 2006, Bob McClancy was found dead in his favorite recliner at the age of 56 years old.
It's young.
He had
It
a
is.
gun in one hand and a bottle of pills in the other.
Classic.
A do not resuscitate order had been signed by him and left in the kitchen. And his good friend, Chuck, who would discover the body and place the call to 911, he's just like, hey, I found him here. I think he's deceased. Like, he's got a bottle of pills in one hand and a gun in the other. You guys need to come. And they're like, are you going to try to do CPR? He's like, he's obviously expired. So death seems to be a suicide. And his wife, Martha Ann, is just distraught. She's crying. She's having neighbors over.
Okay, here. Look, I have no idea where this is going to go because I maybe have listened to the Dateline, but I can't remember. When I said classic, I realized how that might have sounded. I meant like classic stage
like
suicide.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Like it's
Yeah.
like a gun in one hand, pills in the other. It's like, this feels a little heavy-handed.
Right.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
the police on the scene would pick up a camera with a whole bunch of photos on it of different positions that Bob was in.
Huh?
So
What?
they're like, okay.
Well, deceased?
Yes.
Post-deceased.
Yes. Post-deceased. There's a whole bunch of pictures of a deceased Bob.
So they found a camera with...
Yeah. So he wasn't taking them.
That's weird. That's extremely weird.
That's
And
extremely
somebody was
weird.
like, no, take it again.
Yeah.
One more time. And it was
One more
different
time.
poses.
Yeah.
Well,
Until
no,
they
that's
finally got-
fucking so weird.
Yeah.
That's like, is it heavy? Is it too heavy-handed to put the gun and the pills? I feel okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
they're like, okay, this is weird.
Woof.
We got to investigate this. But the other thing is that Bob's friends and family are like, Bob was an extremely troubled individual who had extreme PTSD and was on several different antipsychotics, had just come out of a program. And so like, they were like, I don't think he would commit suicide. Like, that's just not Bob. But like,
He also
also
wouldn't
that's
have
out there.
Pictures?
But who took
But
pictures?
who took the pictures?
Yeah.
So the police are like, okay. And then the judge is like, yeah, you didn't have a search warrant to look for those because that was actually Chuck's camera and you didn't have permission to look at that. So you can't use any of this in your investigation.
Chuck,
so,
his buddy who called 911.
yeah,
Had a camera full of pictures.
of his dead friend. So then the
I'm going to
investigation
go on record
stalls.
here and say that I'm not going to stop and take pictures of you guys.
I would
I don't
appreciate
think
it.
I would
this
have the
situation.
presence of mind.
Yeah.
And I also just don't think it's a good photo op.
I
you know?
think 911
is the more important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
is
my head would
priority
go
number
too.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And even if you were completely expired, I gotta be honest with you, my panic level would still probably try to
100.
resuscitate you.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, well, I would.
Or something.
I don't know that I would touch you, but I would call services immediately because there would be a part of my mind that's like, well, they look obviously dead to me, but I'm not a doctor. Get somebody fucking in here.
Yeah.
You know, like.
yeah. And I would try like CPR or something like that. Try to feel for a
Something.
pulse. Anyways,
Something, not
pictures.
take pictures.
Yeah,
No,
that's not
no.
it.
Yes, that's not
No.
it.
So Bob was this super, super kind man who loved animals. He was there for his family. But again, after his first marriage fell apart, he found love again with an aloof but beautiful secretary at the Florida Sheriff's Office named Martha Ann.
An aloof but beautiful.
Oh, just
secretary.
wait until you hear about Martha Ann. Martha is a mom to 2 young sons. She was going through a painful divorce, but the pair soon began a new life together, marrying in 95.
Okay.
So by 2006, they've been together for 11 years.
Yeah.
Like it's a strong marriage. And their friends and family were like,
I don't know if it's strong, but it's definitely long.
It was strong. But friends said they seemed like a really good couple, that Martha Ann was patient with him, you know, and supportive of him, and aloof but beautiful.
I feel like that's sexy when people are described that way. I feel like mystery on a woman is always like,
I feel like I'd be pissed off if somebody called me aloof.
I don't know. I think I might like it because I'm like, oh, I want to be mysterious. I cannot be.
I based my
never
whole
be.
like senior year personality around that.
I want to be mysterious. There's literally too much content on the internet. These days.
Exactly. So a few years after they got married, Bob retired. He was actually a detective for the Bradenton County. And so he's like, oh, I'm retiring. He's, you know, in his 50s. And they moved to a big secluded hillside cabin in Coker Creek, Tennessee. Now, while Martha Ann was still working in accounting, the couple made plenty of time for family and friends and seemed like their friends said the perfect couple. And it was a great life. But Bob's still tormented by memories of his past. Even though they got this like great mountain home, it's still, he would get triggered. He suffered from flashbacks, nightmares, and depression.
Is this from the war?
From Vietnam. Yeah, he was in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so... but
I caught the PTSD, but I didn't really catch what it was from.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So Bob was determined to beat the debilitating illness and set off in January of 2006 for an intensive 6-week program run by the Department of Veterans Affairs. And that's where he met fellow veteran Charles Chuck Kazmarzik, and the pair became like best friends. Like they just bonded over their military service, all the stuff that they had seen, their PTSD, and the friendship continued from the program even home. Now the program was supposed to be like 6 weeks, but Chuck wasn't like following the rules and stuff. So like it ended early because the instructors were like, bro, like you got to go through this program this way. And he's like, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to do this. And so like the other veterans like bonded around Chuck and were like, yeah. So it ended up ending early, but Chuck and Bob were like, we've been through so much together. We just get each other. We're friends now. And so Chuck would come over to his house and he would just like hang out and stay overnight. And he was like, you got PTSD. I got PTSD. We're both best friends.
I don't know that that's enough.
Right. So
to base a friendship on, right?
Yeah.
Got to have more.
So he was a Vietnam vet and a former firefighter. Chuck was like handy to have around too, because as soon as they moved into this Tennessee home, and after Bob got home, like all these fires started happening by their home. But Chuck was a firefighter, so it was really good to have him around because
convenient.
He was always like, come on, I've got this experience. Like he could be the hero and he could put them out.
Good for
Okay.
him.
So yeah, he began staying overnight at the house a lot. It was handy because Bob started getting sick a lot too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bob had a prescription for antipsychotic drugs, part of his long-term PTSD treatment. And they thought that was making him ill, like side effects from the medicine, despite his claims that he was not taking it. So it was a shock, like when he finally like passed, because he had just gotten out of this program in January of 2006.
Yeah.
So May of 2006 was when
Wow.
they found him. And Chuck just seemed really cold and distant on the 911 call and unemotional in the days afterwards. Even weirder was that Martha Ann and Chuck stayed in touch, taking cruises together and wearing matching outfits.
Okay, that's a little bit more than staying in touch. Okay.
Cruises together and matching outfits.
Okay, the cruises
Sure.
together was already a bridge too far. The matching outfits, my dude, are we on a family reunion?
Nah,
What?
no.
Why?
This
what?
Is, this is a
happening?
carnival.
We don't
like-
need matching T-shirts. Okay, it's weird.
Yeah. Cherry on top was actually a secret Vegas wedding before 2006 was done. And so I'm side-eyeing
Guys,
that timeline
I have
hard.
to say, I know that love
Didn't even
chemicals do weird shit to people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the number of times we've had stories like this where I'm like, hide your shit better.
You're
like,
not
what's
even trying.
wrong with you? You can't hide your shit well enough to not have a matching outfit.
Not only not hide your shit, but you know that police are already side-eyeing you because you're
Yes,
like,
exactly.
we know we can't use that evidence against you, but we know it's
We
fucking
know about
there.
it.
And also, Chuck, my guy,
dude.
you didn't delete the photo. What? How?
What are the photos for?
Truly.
And why would you put them like?
And also, are we not talking about a digital camera? Like, because
We certainly are. Yeah,
Or
it's
we just
2006.
talking
We
about-
are talking about
I know,
like a
but,
Canon.
A Nikon.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So members of McClancy's family had their own suspicions.
I bet.
same.
So
They see the Facebook pictures of them in a Hawaiian matching set, and they're like, no.
Martha Ann's son learned of his stepfather's death the night before the funeral when Martha called to say that Bob suffered a heart attack.
In 11 years. So that's his stepdad for 11 years.
Yes.
It's not like it's a
Years.
new.
So the day before,
Relationship.
and he's like, oh, and also the funeral's tomorrow. You know? And then at the funeral, other family members said they heard it was a stroke. The discrepancies nagged at him. He knew his mother had her own complicated history with the law.
Interesting.
So Sean McGavick is actually unsure of his actual parentage.
Interesting.
He knows he was adopted with almost no waiting period for a fee 1/10 of what it would have cost to adopt a baby boy
They bought a
at the
baby.
time of his
They
birth.
bought a
Have
baby.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
As somebody who is adopted,
Uh-huh.
I have a
Please.
lot of
Yeah.
questions.
He knows his adopted parents, Martha and local Florida politician named Claude, opened an import-export company 5 months before his adoption and
Babes.
closed it 2 days after.
Oh no! First of all, Florida politician.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Right. We can agree.
Yes. Definitely.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah. Sean also knows a one-armed retired magician's publicist from New York included him in his will shortly before dying. And he suspects, through a series of clues too long to print in their entirety, but involving local Florida corruption cases.
I'm sorry, am I having a stroke?
mysterious doll and nearly $1,000 in DNA tests that he may have been rescued as an infant from Argentina's dirty war. Do I need to read that paragraph?
I feel like I've
There's so much
missed.
to absorb. A one-armed magician's assistant publicist.
Yes.
Is that what you just said to me?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. All right. I just feel like there's a lot to digest right then.
There's a mysterious
There's
doll.
a doll involved. There's a
We-
dirty war in Argentina happening.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a lot of
And
So-
there's
so
imports, exports.
and things are getting imported. They're getting exported. We don't know what's happening. It's in Florida.
What's the publicist have to do with this?
He's maybe the dad, I think.
Yeah, he was in that dude's will. So
I think he's maybe the father.
What is fucking?
I don't know.
happening?
This
I know.
Guy, this poor guy doesn't know either.
this is the reason why this case, that paragraph,
You were
was
like,
in
we
an
gotta do
article
it.
that I read when I was like, oh, I'm putting
You're
this
like,
in
this is
my
on the
notes
list.
app.
This is on the list.
Just
Yeah.
for that paragraph alone, because I was like, and I dug so hard to find more information because I'm like, that is the most interesting paragraph about anything
Ever.
I've ever read in my
I
fucking
feel
life.
like Dateline does this sometimes where they're like, they will just throw in something
And you're like,
absolutely off
wait,
the wall insane
what?
as if it's normal and then
Right.
just move the fuck on.
Yeah,
and
right
you're
on.
like, wait a second.
Let's rewind. I'm sorry. Did you
Rewind.
say a one-armed magician's publicist?
Assistant publicist.
Yes, is a one-armed retired magician's publicist. So
Oh wait,
not
sorry,
the
not the
assistant.
assistant. I
Yeah.
added that
You added
in
a
my
new.
brain.
I was
I'm
like,
so
no,
sorry.
that's too much.
It's a lot
And
though.
what is the mysterious dolls part in all of this?
I don't know. I need a picture of those dolls. They're
Is
cursed.
he part of the mysterious dolls? Was he sent up there in like a doll?
We don't
box? I don't.
Also, what does him having one arm have to do with any of
They
it?
didn't have to put that
They
detail in it.
didn't.
It could have just been a
publicist.
retired publicist. You didn't have to put
We didn't
anything
need
else.
to know that.
No. I mean, I'm all for detail, but sometimes, my God, if you're not gonna, don't open the door a crack and not let us look all the way in.
And also, if it's not fucking relevant, do we
not at
need?
all.
It's not. You
This
don't
has
need. You
no
can
relevance.
literally let that all go. Yeah, all of it
I can't.
can go.
I can't let it go.
I simply
It will
cannot.
live with me
Exactly.
forever.
It's going to bed with me tonight.
Yep. So as a child, Sean felt his mother was seldom honest with him. Martha?
bet.
Really? Martha was manipulative with a keen eye for legal loopholes and a powerful instinct for her own self-interest.
Oh God, her married to a Florida politician. What must that have been like? Just like a
So
I think we found out.
yeah.
horrifying relationship.
This will become important later. So after his stepfather died, he got all this paperwork and boxes on boxes on boxes. Martha was a collector, a scrapbooker, a documenter of things. But his baby books was around the same time that the Jonestown cult stuff was happening.
Pardon?
So all of his baby books, there's 8 baby books, and they're all just filled with Jonestown
No.
information.
What?
That is fucking cracked. That is insane.
Right?
Whoa.
Yes.
So yeah, she's a documenter. So yeah, she's another example is when Sean was hurt in a car crash and confined to a wheelchair for nearly a year. Martha won a settlement in her son's name and locked it away under guardianship, which Sean later had to sue her to get access to.
Jesus.
So she ends up divorcing Claude, which we know, and married Bob. Abscond. She ended up.
He died though, right?
So she
first husband.
divorced Florida politician and she married the guy
Never
who
mind.
died in the
Sorry.
beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she divorced that guy, but when she did, she took 3 generations of his family's heirlooms with her.
Oh my God.
Tricky.
Yeah. So back to 2006. Martha's not done with her glow up. The matching cruise
She's getting
outfits,
her groove back in a real way.
She's ready. She also told friends and family, I'm no longer an accountant. I now work for the government. Federal government.
Capital T,
that
capital
is.
G.
The
The government.
And in fact, I'm very busy. You will not see a lot of me because I have to spend all of my time flying with the vice president.
I am going to try this on you guys someday. I'm going to try this on you someday. I'm just going to be like, I'm a very important person. Listen, I work for the government in an office.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You just won't see me that
You
much
just-
because
I'm-
I am doing important things.
I'm doing important
going to be
government
flying with the vice president.
government business.
government business things.
I am a government businesswoman.
Then when people didn't seem to be impressed enough, it got bigger and she got a promotion to the dang State Department.
Oh, the dang State Department.
Yep.
I feel like that's a step down. That's a
That is
promotion.
that is
I
not
guess.
a promotion.
I don't know.
I feel like
Doesn't
that. I feel like you were flying with the vice president. Now you work for the state.
Now she's working for the State Department.
Right. Maybe I'm wrong.
So by now people are like, well, Martha Ann's got a real fancy job, so we're not going to turn heads, with their new luxury RV and their Corvette that they're driving around. They're
tracks.
doing well for themselves. I mean, she did say the government, so
Right.
The vice president. Yeah.
exactly. And they were doing a lot of stuff, like a lot of volunteering. They would visit military facilities. Chuck would sport some of the military's highest honors, and he would preside over ceremonies celebrating the military. He began lecturing at colleges and ROTC programs.
I need to be more confident in myself. This is what I'm learning. I just need to go out there and be like, I'm a very important person, and you should all treat me like a very important person, because apparently
That's all.
people
It
just fucking will.
It will.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
exactly right.
it is. It's chutzpah.
Yep. So he's telling them of his tales of bravery during the Iranian hostage crisis, which I'm like, I thought you were in Vietnam, bro.
Yeah.
And other special operations in which he was completely involved, in quotes. And Martha began to join him, claiming that she served in the Air Force and earned a Purple Heart in the 9/11 Pentagon attack.
Interesting.
In fact, her only Purple Heart was actually Bob's, which she presented as her own.
Okie
That
dokie.
is a fucking gut punch.
That is fucked up.
This is the one of the most fucked up
That
things.
is, ooh, I hate that.
Yep. It was during one of these visits that they're doing these lectures in early 2008 that a local reporter was so inspired by Chuck's stories and published an article with details of his military accomplishments. But the story just didn't seem right to other military vets, and they reached out to the Air Force. And it turns out military doesn't like it when you make up stuff about you being in the military.
Sure don't.
No,
There's that
they
whole
don't love
stolen valor situation. They
No, they do
don't like it. Especially, they don't fuck around with Purple Hearts. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
I
No.
feel like that can't be that difficult to like do a little research on either.
Right?
Mr. Writer, sir.
Exactly.
I feel like you could probably
I mean,
suss
yeah,
that quickly.
2008 Facebook was around.
Yeah.
Come on. We had Google.
The internet was,
Exactly.
full force.
So the Air Force contacts the Department of Veterans Affairs, and after an investigation, they discovered that Chuck had lied about all of his military accomplishments
Yeah.
and had never seen any combat whatsoever.
So he also lied to Bob then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even stranger, Martha Ann, who's never been in the military at
Obviously.
all,
Yeah.
had also showed up at a military retreat falsely claiming to have won a Purple Heart. So they're like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, both of these people are saying they're in the military. They're
Decorated.
working for the State Department or whatever, or they're saying they are. Like, who are these people and what's happening? So, yeah, Martha's not working for the government. They
No.
actually, what they're doing to support themselves is they're scamming the government out of VA benefits and Social Security. So what they did is they got their hands on a wheelchair,
Fucking makes me
one,
sick.
a single wheelchair that they would make appointments for one another. And one day was Chuck's turn to have bad back. And next day was Martha's turn to get bad
Let me
back.
tell you this. As
This makes me
someone
sick.
from, first of all, it's disgusting, period.
This makes me absolutely fucking
Secondly,
sick.
as someone from a military family,
Yeah.
and as someone from a military family who has people in my family who have health problems directly related to the military and military service,
And have trouble getting
benefits and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
The military or the government in general and the military, they do not fuck around.
No.
If they find out you're doing this shit, oh man, action is about to be like swift and hard.
Yep. Martha claims in one set of documents at the VA that Chuck is 100% disabled and homebound and unable to care for himself. Martha was also cashing in on Social Security disability benefits herself after claiming to be suffering from debilitating back pain. Together, the couple was bilking the government out of approximately $10,000 a month.
Wow.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars total.
Wow. Oh no.
Well,
So-
they're working the government.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
They're not
working
working
for the government, but
They're
they are
working the
They're
government.
working them,
You're-
and they're working them fucking hard.
Exactly. So after an undercover investigation caught the couple moving freely about and doing extensive yard work, they were charged for the crimes and sentenced to Fed prison in 2013. So Martha's getting ready to serve her sentence. She asked her son to store some boxes and documents for her.
No problem, Mom.
Yeah. Sure. Mom, in quotes. Unless,
Right.
If that's when he discovered a disturbing set of photos in the trash bin on one of her computers. So,
This really is like people do not know how technology works.
No.
I'm like, you got to
No,
empty
they
that
don't.
trash.
They don't
boo-boo.
know that their fucking kids know better.
Right.
Right,
You can't
exactly.
just put things in the trash bin.
she's like, can you make it a PDF? Okay, so, sorry. Those photos were the photos of Bob's body, posed in various ways.
Creepy.
Sometimes holding the gun, sometimes not. It's obvious the photos have been taken before law enforcement authorities were ever called into the scene.
Wow.
So Sean says he's like 911 immediately.
Yep.
Agrees to record a phone call for investigators where he confronts his mom about the photos, which had been taken by Chuck. He was really nervous, but he's like, it had to be done. You
Yeah,
know,
fuck
I
this
had to
bitch.
know. So the phone call left him believing his mom probably had something to do with his stepfather's death. So Sean and his wife provided authorities with Bob's last will and testament, cutting out his only daughter and giving everything to Martha, which everybody in the family was always like, I know they weren't like tight, but it was not like
just
Bob.
didn't make
It's
sense.
very weird. So they also like provided the pictures, which cops are like, that circumnavigates the whole thing because like they couldn't have the pictures from Chuck's camera at the time, but they were provided the pictures from Sean now. So now they can have this evidence. Yeah, exactly. So it ends up like they start questioning and Chuck folds right away. It was his confession that told Martha Ann had actually been slowly poisoning Bob with his post-traumatic stress medication.
Wow.
Sprinkling what she called magic dust into his food until he eventually
garbage
overdosed.
human being.
That is so disgusting. Oh my
garbage.
God. Ugh.
Yeah. And then, so the investigation showed that she was clearly the mastermind. And although Martha Ann continues to insist that she never killed her husband, a jury convicted her of attempted murder and conspiracy to commit
Good
murder.
on that son, because that must have been really hard. Like, regardless of
And did
like,
Chuck get time too?
Yeah, Chuck got he pled guilty.
Oh,
he confessed and he pled guilty, and for his part
that
in
is
it.
so tough. Wow.
But the fucking darkness that you have to have in your soul, like not only to hurt or kill somebody that you love, but I think that fucking over veterans.
Oh.
Well, and his PTSD medication is,
yes.
and also there is something about it. I mean, look, half of my fucking graduating class ended up fighting in the war in Iraq or being overseas in Afghanistan. Like, and it's awful. And I've seen what it's done to people. And I know people who have taken their own lives or, you know, like who have lifelong PTSD from these situations. The Vietnam War, when the draft was in place, and it was just like so many people had no choice to be subjected to that situation.
Right.
And then came
or
back
you're
with
Trump and you can just afford to go
just have bone spurs and then you're fine.
Fuck off to Canada.
But like coming back from that, having that kind of PTSD, doing the thing, even if he didn't take his medication, he at least like he got checked out. He was prescribed that medication, and then having that medication being used against him in that way is so gross.
But that coldness, that coldness to just like, it feels like a lot of her motivation was money. Was just an absolute, like,
so
just
gross.
to get money.
Married to
it's
somebody
gross.
for 11 years.
Yeah.
It's gross. Yeah.
It's absolutely,
And
like,
it's always
so dark.
interesting to me. I mean, obviously her motivation was money, but like, it is interesting to me whenever like, because we tell these stories so often, when people are married before and get divorced, and then it's like,
you don't have to do it again.
You don't, well, and you don't have to fucking kill him. Like if you want out of this situation.
Yeah.
Also, too, like, is there any question about how her ex died?
Well, I think
her ex isn't dead.
Yeah,
they
they
got
divorced.
No, but the other one. Didn't the other one die? Oh, she's only had two.
she only had the two.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was
No. It's okay. It was a winding road.
wild ride.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dateline is Delulu. It's so infuriating to watch. Like beyond like the roller coaster ride of Sean's parentage, this whole like thing just makes me so angry because I have military family too. You know, I was ROTC in college for a little bit.
Well, in high school, but yeah.
And so I may not agree with what the government does a lot of the time, but I have nothing but respect for people that decide to put their fucking life on the line. And I just
I mean, and yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but just to elaborate on that, because I know we say a lot of shit on this podcast because our political beliefs are no mystery to our listeners, nor should they be. And we make no apologies for that. But I will always say that like the majority of people who end up serving in the military, first of all, they're not treated well, like by our government. Secondly, they end up there because the vast majority of people who end up in the military are underprivileged people who don't have a lot of fucking options.
That's right.
So like, I will never say that like people who are in the military are
anything.
They're not responsible for like what it is our government
and
does.
they deserve nothing but like the highest respect. So I think like the the depths of fucking deviousness
Yeah.
and disgusting nature
Absolutely.
to try to rip that off. I'm
Gross,
like,
gross.
I call it magic dust.
Disgusting.
Fuck you.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Wow.
Anyways, so Martha
Wow.
Ann McClancy, she's she's our winner this week. So
ew-wee.
yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Anyways, on a lighter
Great
note,
one though.
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you for sharing because
There you
I'd
go.
not heard it, which is surprising.
Yeah. What are you guys watching this week?
I did start watching. I haven't watched very much. I'm almost done with my second rewatch of Succession, so that's been kind of like taken over.
What a fucking Shakespeare. You know, it reminds me a lot of Deadwood in its cadence being such a just really almost like a play.
Yes, it's very Shakespearean. I would really recommend, if you have the time and the inclination, if you've seen it once all the way through, watch it again where you don't have to take breaks between the seasons, because the character development and like the acting, they got like the entire main cast got nominated for Emmys. Like it dominated Emmy nominations. But I even saw things like the woman who plays Willa and the woman who plays Carrie are both so good, and I feel like they get like it's under.
Willa's growth was very interesting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She's so funny. And Carrie, when the big thing happens in the last season, her response to it is so like it's just, as an actor, I'm like, what a great choice.
Like seriously.
Amazing. But that's been dominating what I've been watching. But I did watch the first episode of How to Become a Cult Leader or whatever on Netflix.
Yeah, I tried watching that too. It was a little cheesy, and I'm like, people died and people had their lives ruined.
Yeah, I'm interested
Like the
in
approaches
cult
too.
shit. Yeah, but talking about true crime as entertainment,
Feels
I'm
very
interested
History Channel.
in cult stuff, but it feels like entertainment. Like
Yeah.
it feels like we're supposed to be eating it up in some way that makes me feel a little icky. So I don't know.
I gave up on it too about like 15 minutes in. I was like, I don't like this.
I watched the whole first episode, but
Yeah.
I
I have not been doing much except for homework and work. It's been really busy for me lately, so it's just been the usual psych at night.
Nice.
And International House Hunters International.
Comfort.
Like all the comfort zone stuff for me.
Yeah, with the move and everything like that, we finally got the TV, set up and situated. So it's been a lot of Ken Burns for me. It's
You can't
it's
go
just
wrong.
soothing. There's something about, like I said, that this Ken Burns is so freaking good. He just does not miss. And Civil
Never.
War is something that I just put on, and I look at that, and I don't know if you guys have seen that Peter Jackson recently colorized World War One,
Yeah.
which is fucking.
I don't know. That feels hard to watch.
I don't know if I can watch it. It's
Yeah.
intense, huh?
It's so hard because you
Yeah.
don't realize
And
how
they're
when you see
babies.
things in black and white, how it just doesn't feel real to you.
Thinking about the fact that like the draft was in place up until Vietnam, and like we were sending 18-year-olds into like the most horrific situation.
beer,
Fucking
but you
Civil War was sending like
14-year-olds, and I'm
Yeah.
like babies, little babies.
Yeah.
Insane.
And for something like that, I think the Civil War is like the very beginning of like modern warfare,
Yeah.
where it's just, and then you get into World War
One
One,
is
which
just like-
trench warfare and all of that.
1917. Still, I
Wow.
still think that movie is so good because it really like highlights like how horrifying that must have
Yeah.
been. Oof.
I've never watched.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
just don't know that I can. I don't know.
It's intense. It's very intense.
Yeah, for sure. But then I also read another Anna Wong book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
I read the next one in the series, the one
Yeah.
with Christian and Stella.
Yeah.
Didn't like it as much. I think it's a different trope,
Sure.
They
where
always are.
Hit
in
that
series.
magic.
Yeah.
she's wounded baby and he's like
Protector.
dark protector, and I'm like, nah,
Not for me.
no, I like enemies to lovers kind of
Yeah.
thing. But the sex scenes are still
Okay.
spice-tastic. So if you got something that we should watch or read,
Yeah.
let us know if you like that spicy book. If you have terrible dating stories, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworststatepodcast.com, and we love you so much.
Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.